This is the Variety Sports Network, created for the fans, by the fans. Now to your host of tonight's show.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Dugout Mug Studios. This is the seventh inning stretch. Butchered
What's up,
that tonight. I'm
boys?
so sorry. That was horrible.
That was all right.
Oh,
I don't work on it like Logan does. I've watched the old past episodes. I stay positive here, Josh. We're ready to roll here. Thursday night. Logan in the dark. Are you afraid of the dark? MLB talk here. A lot to get into. I got my boys here. Got Logan Stone with us back on the show. Josh Edwards. We're ready to roll tonight. Some baseball talk. Thank you, Thursday night. Thank you for a little breaking news tonight here, Josh Edwards. Let's get to it right here on Variety Sports Network, brought to you at the Dugout Mug Studio here. The Baltimore Orioles. We've been asking for it. They sold the franchise. That was going to be my big headline with them this week on them. But then what do you know? Out of the blue, here it comes, a big trade. Corbin Burns, the ace, the AL East. It was there. They had that taste last year. They had it. Now they go out. They make the sale of the team. They end up making a big trade for a Cy Young award winner here. They do have to give up some prospects here. Kind of curious to get Logan's thoughts on that here in a second with those guys that they gave up. But Josh, your thoughts initially here. Corbin Burns from your division, NL Central, moving on to the AL East Orioles. Your initial thoughts there, sir.
thank you, Baltimore. It's one less weapon we have to avoid. Every season. He's a great pitcher. Wish the Cardinals would have made a run to go get him. I knew they weren't going to, but hoped for it. And to go in the division, I found that hard to believe or think that would ever happen. So I think it's a great move for Baltimore. Obviously, I don't know if this is the new ownership going, hey, we bought the team. We have the team. Let's go make a move right now. Let's go big and let's make a statement. If that's it, I love it. It's not like Steve Cohen going out and playing fantasy baseball. They're just going, hey, we see something we need to improve on. We're gonna make a move right now, and we're gonna address it. So I'm really happy with that.
Logan Stone, give me 1 second to say another name here for a second, then I'll send it to you. Logan, you're in the waiting room. I know it right now. You're going to come on to talk esports here. Let me get through a breaking news segment here. We'll get you out here to talk it here. We'll get you out here for that to promote that show we got coming up on Variety Sports Network here. All right, Logan Stone, the prospects that were involved in this trade. You talked about it right before we got on by text here. Corbin Burns obviously has the 1-year arbitration thing. Next year he's a free agent. What do you make of the deal? What's your thoughts of it from both sides?
So I don't know hardly anything about these guys beforehand. I did a little bit of amateur research. D.L. Hall, the left-handed reliever, I believe that's what his function had been for the Orioles. From what I gather, he's got really good velocity, but his command is not very great.
No.
And so that's kind of an issue. And then Joey Ortiz, shortstop, 63rd overall prospect on MLB's top 100. Has potential. Was definitely good for the Orioles to get rid of him because obviously they have the number one prospect in MLB and Jackson Holiday. I have no idea. In the past, we've always talked about how MLB doesn't trade draft picks. And so I was trying to look up if that was a new rule that was implemented or what.
Yeah, I saw that too. I found that interesting. If anybody's out there, I didn't look into it enough when I saw that. But I found that interesting too.
Yeah, I tried to look into that. So overall, I from the looks of it, and I know it seems like we say this a lot, but I feel like the Orioles fleeced the Brewers, and I feel like the Brewers were just in such a need to get rid of someone. I mean, the Orioles have the best arms.
Why do you think the Brewers did it then? Let's go right there. Let's kind of why? Okay, the Brewers obviously have been asking to it was such a weird thing with Burns last year in the spring training. I remember me and you actually talking about
Yeah.
that, like on the air, like what. And then they do end up moving him, but like you win. It's I don't know. And there's just certain franchises in the MLB. It's not as bad as like my Oakland A's and those type of points, but like they're basically just charity teams eventually for like these other ones. And the Orioles, you would say, well, that's not a charity team. Well, we'll see if the Orioles actually man up and sign him overall. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I got to see that first. Like, anybody can trade. Any team that's lower salary can do. Let's say if they actually suck it up and sign him. It looks like they might, and at least be aggressive to start. But what do you think? Like the Orioles standpoint, do you think this gives them a leg up in the AL East?
Do I think it gives them a leg up? Yes. But is it as big of a leg up as Josh was kind of saying earlier? No, I don't think it. I don't think they're ALC.
Go ahead, Edwards.
I was just say, don't throw me under the bus on that. So yeah, my initial reaction was go, and then I started looking at the rotation. I was like, okay, maybe not that great, but that's why I was like, they need to go make one more move now. They need to go get another starter. But yes,
if Grayson Rodriguez can come back and be the Grayson Rodriguez that we saw between, what was it, June and August, then hey, that's a solid number 2. And then John Means is coming back. That's a really good number 3. And then I don't know who their 4 and 5 guys are, but I mean, they have really good potential. I mean, they won 112 games last year. No, not that many. They would have won 112 games.
Won over 100.
Yeah.
They got they have Bradish, and then they have Kremer as well. Big Dean Kremer, Grayson Rodriguez, Corbin Burns, and Bradish, and Rodriguez will be your top 3 for sure, with Means being number 4.
And I think it's definitely something that was needed. Oh, Bradish might be Bradish is number 2.
Yeah.
It's definitely something the Orioles needed. But I think, I mean, on the Brewers, I think this is just kind of like, I think they were underplaying their hand a little bit. They were like, Corbin Burns, we may not, whatever. It doesn't really matter. And I think they should have been like, hey, Corbin Burns to any MLB team, because I guarantee you the Yankees would have been after him. Yeah, he is.
He's saw it firsthand.
And I think the Brewers, they just needed to get rid of him, honestly. And my first thought is because of the ballpark maintenances that they needed to do. Last year they said
they needed to get rid of him because of ballpark maintenance. Are we kidding me? I did diligent maintenance. You're not getting rid of that. Don't put that on the maintenance. Don't put that.
I think they said that they needed to do $400 million in repairs.
Don't put that on the maintenance team. Don't put that on
$400 million in repairs.
That should be nothing.
On
you might as well build a new stadium.
He the Back It Up Binge podcast. Appreciate you tuning in here tonight. 7th inning stretch here. We're gonna get our guy Logan, our other Logan here in a minute but we're gonna finish our segment here. Logan, appreciate being patient there. Good move for the Brewers. Ortiz will be great. DL Hall is a stud. Burns is in a walk here. Get a first rounder. Yeah, that first trade. So obviously the trading picks is that's going to be something a little bit new that baseball should have done a long time ago. With it. So Josh, kind of put a little bow on this with the Orioles Brewers trade. We can talk about it a little bit later at the end. Is what do you kind of from that Orioles side? All right, you still have the Yankees that are loading up at time. You still have the Blue Jays. We'll get into Vladimir Guerrero Jr. here in a little bit later in the show. Some of the news with him this week in the video game. I mean, it's a stacked lineup, or a stacked division. So what do you make of that side of it there for the Orioles?
Well, it definitely doesn't lock them into winning the division, but it should lock them into the playoffs. It should make them a for sure playoff team, one way or another. But the AL East, we could have 4 of them in the playoffs, couldn't we? Or 3 of them. I
don't know. I don't think we could ever. I don't know if we could. I don't think divisions in baseball. I don't think they usually can repeat this again. Somewhere along this is going to happen. What do you think of this question here? You guys think this forces the hand of the Yankees to go after Snell?
No, definitely but maybe Montgomery.
Old Steinbrenner, baby. Not this one. Not this one.
Right.
This one. The old one would have been
I miss King George.
We're loaded up, Logan. We're going right for it. We're going for everything right now. Give me Snell. Give me Montgomery. Yeah.
Go get both.
I think the Yankees should pivot towards not another pitcher. I think pitching side, maybe if they got some bullpen help, Phil Maton, Ryan Stanek, those would be two solid pickups.
They need some middle relief. They had their middle relief kind of hurt them a little bit last year. Yeah.
I know I've said this about the Dodgers, but funny enough, I think they need another bat. A third baseman,
Are you talking Dodgers again right now?
No, I said I'm talking Yankees,
All right.
but I said I know I said the same thing about the Dodgers, but I think I know, like, to me it's always funny because I said the Dodgers needed another bat after signing Ohtani, and I'm like, they just need another. But anyways, I think the Yankees could benefit from another bat, a left-handed bat. I'm kind of on board with Chapman. You guys think this works out? As far as Snell, no. Snell is asking the sun and the moon and the stars and everything in between.
Yeah.
And he has shoulder issues.
We'll get into Snell a little bit later here too on our free agent thing list. We'll get into him a little bit later. All right, so Burns, he makes the move over to the Orioles. This is going to be something we'll probably be discussing over the next few weeks as well, kind of seeing how this plays out, especially after we get into spring training and things like that. Logan, last thought on it?
Sorry, so I'm looking at the Orioles top, like the top 100 prospects list in MLB. Yeah. The Orioles have 5 in the top 30. 5 players in the top 30. I feel like they have number 30 and 32, 17, and I think 24, I think. I don't have the list on me right now.
So they could trade more guys if they wanted to.
They could, but I feel like the Brewers, I think we are downplaying how stupid the Brewers are right now for just like letting Corbin Burns go.
Well, they had to make a move.
They did, and I'm just saying, like,
the Orioles were like, he's gonna go next year. Why are we gonna give you our top guys? I mean, that's what they probably.
Teams have paid for a lot for a 1-year rental.
Like, I'm surprised other teams maybe didn't try it. That's something that maybe that always surprises me.
I feel like the Brewers could have gotten like Mayo or something, but I think that's just weird for the Brewers.
Maybe the new management crew just didn't want him. Maybe they didn't want to deal with him. The negative energy. And the fact that he's had a little bit of rocky history and there's been things said on by both sides. Maybe they're just like, you know what? We can get what we can get now and we can be done with it. Because they know they're in a rebuild. Or at least a retool. So
is Yelich out? Is Yelich out?
I don't know.
No.
He's gotta be.
I don't think so.
I would trade him.
Well,
if I would get what I could for him. I mean, you never know what he's going to end up being.
The AL East though is loading up. It's going to be quite the talk. It's always been the AL East, but I felt like it kind of went away there a few years with the Yankees. It just did a little bit like some of the. So obviously both teams are kind of loading up, but with the Rays and the Orioles both pushing these teams that are your primary AL East top guys, the Red Sox and the Yankees. It's kind of flipped a little bit here, gentlemen, over the last 25, 30 years of our existence, basically. If for a little period of time here, there's a little flippage here a little bit. So we'll see if the Yankees or the Red Sox bounce back up top here. Go ahead, Edwards. We'll go here and then final thoughts on it, and then we'll get our guy Logan on here.
Oh no, I'm good to go.
Go ahead, Logan. Final thoughts with it.
Yeah, it's just the Blue Jays. They're being sneaky hot too, and they've pushed the envelope a lot. I mean, they've spent a lot of money. That hasn't really produced much, but they've spent a lot. So it's interesting.
All right, we got a little. We're gonna do a little 7-minute little spot here in the show coming up here on Variety Sports Network. Here, our other Logan here on the stage here. He's gonna be joining us by audio here tonight. Logan,
hello.
Can you hear us out there?
Yes, I do. How are you guys doing?
Good. How are you doing out there?
I'm doing pretty well.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, where do you reside, sir?
Well, right now I'm in Cape Girardeau.
Well, help me. Where? Oh,
I killed
yeah.
Logan.
It's Cape Girardeau, so it's a little ways south of St. Louis, still on
All
the
right.
river. Yeah.
All right. I'm from California. It's never been out. My family's originally from Missouri, though. Believe that or not, Josh. So I was out there when I was out there at 3 for a family reunion. There is videotape of it, but I was only 3. So yeah, Logan, you're here with us tonight here on Seventh Inning Stretch, talking a little esports, a show we're going to be bringing on to Variety Sports Network.
Yeah.
I kind of what's your kind of thoughts with the esports kind of spike here a little bit, and then what do you feel like you're going to bring to the network here with the esports streaming?
Yeah. So when Josh approached me, he was like, "Hey, you want to do some esports stuff?" I was like, "Oh yeah, absolutely." I've always loved esports. Always have been down to game. If anyone's ever been ready and stuff, and I've done a good amount of streaming, podcasting, and he was just like, "Hey, you want to give this a shot?" And I said, "Absolutely, yeah, why not?" I think esports is a big untapped potential. A lot of people seem to try and do it, and they don't try and do enough. So I've got some stuff planned. Um, I got some stuff with Madden and whatnot coming up that I think we're gonna get some good stuff with. So
Now I was a big video game guy. I wasn't esports kind of into that side. Appreciate you real quick here, the backup binge podcast. Tuning in, great guys. Have a good night. Hey, if you can't sleep here in 20 minutes, we'll probably still be on. Have a good night there, sir. Appreciate you. Turn it up and tune in with us. All right, Logan. Yeah, with the esport, it's funny for me. Like video games. I was there with like the first Nintendo kind of stuff. That's when that came out. I think I was like 7 when that came out, maybe 6. Parents got it for me. So the video game was always something that kind of was new, but for me was always not necessarily new like it was for that generation before. It was kind of, well, that's what I grew up with type of thing. But I've seen it progress over the years. What do you think for you you talked about untapped? Is it Madden? Is it NBA? Is it MLB? Is it hockey? Do you think is there one that's more untapped than the other?
Absolutely, yeah. So, one of the bigger esports on the true sports side, is the show. A lot of people go into the show. A lot of people like it. One thing that isn't as hit on is actually Madden, and you would think it wouldn't be. But if you looked at like Twitch or Kick or some of these other guys to see how many people are watching the show compared to watching Madden, they're almost similar, but you'll see a lot more for views for the show, and then you'll see a lot of different kinds of other sports kind of go up and down and views and in popularity. And Madden right now is sitting at a place where, with a little bit of a push, you can see a lot of people get in on it. And I think the same with 2K. But honestly, the show, while it's great, and I will definitely be doing some stuff with it, I think at least for right now, Madden is where it's at. So.
When do you, Logan, plan on having your first show out, or when are you looking to have something out?
Yeah, so actually the first show's already planned. I decided to go pretty big.
All right.
The Super Bowl is coming up real soon, and I said to myself, what can I do to really, usher it in? And I decided to outplay the Super Bowl. My first show is actually February 10th.
All right.
So the day before at 6 p.m. Central Time. So I believe that's 7 in Eastern Time. We'll go for a little bit.
There you go.
And we'll be doing. We'll actually be doing a prediction stream.
Cool.
I'll be playing Madden and putting the 49ers against the Chiefs, and we're gonna see who wins.
Well, you're going to have some Niner fans out here where I live. I live out here in Niner country, the Bay Area, my friend. So they'll be definitely putting the Niners there in that area.
Oh yeah. I hope a lot of people tune in, from you guys and from my stuff. I think it's gonna be a good show. I really we're gonna see what happens, predict and hope maybe that's how it's gonna go. But Let's just hope the Chiefs win.
I got you on that one. I got you on that one. Josh, final question there for Logan.
So, Logan, you said you're going to be doing a lot of Madden to open up the show or your series, and then you're going to be playing the show as well. Are there any other games that we can look forward to, or we can let people know about that you'll be previewing or doing shows on?
Yes, absolutely. So I'm going to be doing a couple of different things. We're going to be doing Madden, the show. 2K is going on there. I was debating on an older WWE game, but I don't know how it'll work with my Wii. So because we all know it peaked in 2008, right? Wink, wink.
Yeah.
But after that, we're also going to, if you want to, we also are going to be doing some YouTube as well. You'll be able to see some videos on tutorials for Madden, the show, 2K. We're going to be doing some golf. I decided.
Very cool.
I thought it would be really fun to see me golf and see me fail.
The Masters.
Absolutely. So we're gonna be doing the rounds. I've got some challenges and some predictions and scenarios that I wanted to do with them and
Very
see
cool.
how it goes.
Well, Logan, we appreciate you coming on and kind of giving us a thought. You're very well spoken, sir. I'm going to give you a little compliment
Logan?
here on the 7th. Well, very well spoken. Much more than our other Logan over here. That's representing
I
us
wanted to
over
ask
there.
him.
It was too easy. It was put on a tee for me. So go ahead, Logan. What do you got?
I wanted to ask you with MLB 2023. What were your thoughts on the new format, and are you excited to see that format again, or do you want to see it done away with? And I'm speaking about the Diamond Dynasty.
Yeah. Now, I will tell you, this will be whenever I do it the first time I'm doing the new show. Actually, so
Really?
I wanted to do a couple of first reacts to some of the newer stuff. I remember the show from when I was younger, and I very much enjoyed it. So I'm waiting to see how my first reaction to this guy is going to be. I think it's going to be really good.
Very cool.
What's the last
you're
copy of
in
the show
for
you
some
played,
torture.
Logan?
Shoot. Well, seeing as I'm a really young guy, and I was really young when I played it. Let's see.
I was young.
Young. It was really young.
He's younger than us.
Oh, I'm way younger than you guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. I'm old now at this point.
So what are you thinking? You thinking like 2016 or 2012 or what?
It was 12. Yeah.
Jesus.
I know.
Logan, I think it's gonna be a cool idea. Josh Edwards pushed me about it last week. Kind of the thing with talking to me about it. I was like, I think it's probably. I like it. I like what you got with it. So I like the idea that you have with it. I can tell you you're passionate about it. Passion to me is kind of what matters with it. So I appreciate you coming on tonight and giving us a little rundown of the show we can look forward to here on Variety Sports Network.
Absolutely, yeah. I think it's gonna be a really fun time. I hope you all come and check it out. So.
Absolutely, we'll do, sir. Out here in the Bay Area, I know they're pulling for you to win that 9 years game there. So, Logan, appreciate you taking it on, man. Have a good evening, sir.
You as well. You guys have a great evening.
All right, thank you, man. Yeah, very cool. So, a new show out here on Variety Sports Network, Esports. Josh, very well spoken young man there. He looks like he knows what he's doing. So we'll see how it plays out. Right?
He's not a dummy. I can tell you that much. So. We'll see how he does. I got high hopes for him. I've been kind of pushing on the esports side and hoping we could get something more regular. And he and I had talked previously, and I was like, I'm just gonna see if he's interested, and it worked out. So
it worked out. We'll see how it goes with it. Hey, can I get something when you talk about high hopes? Back to baseball here for a second. Both you gentlemen probably are interested in Cardinals offense. I was thinking about this today as a topic. Was like not even thinking about you guys. So let's not go into Cardinals Chronicles for 7 hours here. Let's just stay focused, gentlemen, here as you start to talk about your team here. But I want to kind of get into it for a little bit, just from a me, like a macro side of it here. I was thinking about your team a little bit and like, okay, this You got last place. You're projected to win first place this year with 81, 83 wins by Fangraphs or something like that. That shows you what people are thinking of your division overall. I don't know,
we're in first place.
What are we making of this offense? Can it bounce back? Josh, you seem pretty confident with this Goldschmidt, Arenado. I do think there's a world where Walker can have one of the bigger power surges in the league, possibly. You have Bar getting a lot of respect around the league as well as a guy that can maybe make some strides as well. Give me the other second baseman. He was on my fantasy team, just escaped me a little bit.
Gorman.
Yep, thank you. He had a good he kind of showed some life a little bit as well. The big thing comes down to is Goldschmidt, Arenado, and Contreras. Are they delivering on offense for this team? What do you make of the Cardinals there? Let's go with you, Edwards, first with it. Like I said, our Cardinal. What do you make in terms you seem confident today? Are they bouncing back offensively?
Okay, so on paper, the St. Louis Cardinals should have the best offense in the Central Division. Should on paper. That's why I said that. Yes, on paper, hands down, they have the best offensive lineup. So here's my take on this.
All right.
I think they're going to win more than 81 games. I think they're going to be closer to 90. I think they make the playoffs if they're healthy. That's what's got to happen. An angry Arenado is probably a very dangerous Arenado, and the dude is super mad about it the way he played last year. And the fact that some people believe this is who Arenado is going to be, and he's on the downside of his career at this point. I find that to be a little ridiculous. But, I mean, if you want to say that about Goldschmidt, I agree. But I think Arenado's on the backside of his prime. I don't think he's on the backside of his career. I think he can play another 6-7 years if he wants to. At least hit.
What do you make of this stat below watching the team the whole year? It was in their 71 wins, the Cardinals hit 287 and averaged 6.6 runs per game. However, in their 91 losses, they mustered a 220 average and scored. So it was obviously hit or miss for them the whole year. There was no consistency, which plays to your thought of not having the hitters that are able to consistently get on base. Or was it, in your estimate, more of a not getting the clutch hit, or was it bad situational hitting, like runner on third?
So it was situational hitting everywhere. At least that was my biggest opinion in the first half of the season. It was situational hitting. Second half of the season was much better for us overall.
Yeah.
But this all comes down to guys stepping up and playing the role they need to play. If Walker takes a step forward necessary, fine, that works. That's really the big key there. Because if Contreras can continue to be what he was the second half of last season, and Arenado returns to form, and Goldschmidt is what Goldschmidt has always been, that's a real tough five to get through. Plus, you got Donovan that's on base every time you turn around. I mean,
every time you turn around, he's on base.
I mean, you feel like it.
Logan, come on, let's get another Cardinals thought on this before we kind of get to the little other part of it. Like I said, I think Josh makes some good points with that. I agree with them, but let's take always, as Tyler says, how is this guy a Cardinals fit? He's always blown away because of it. But Logan, let's get your thoughts on that with the Cardinals. They have the players, they have the names. You guys have the aura out there as a franchise. What's your thoughts with that?
Okay, so in 2023, the Cardinals offense was 15th in batting average, 11th in on-base percentage, and 15th in OPS. So they needed to take a step up. And I get it. There was pitching side that kind of kills the mood. Goldschmidt is 35 years old, 36, I believe, in June. I don't remember exactly what his birthday is. He's getting older. He had a little bit of a downhill. Arenado, you don't know what you're going to get with Arenado. Even if he's healthy and the best, he still has these really weird spurts of bad play. Tommy Edman is not an offensive hitter. I don't give a crap what Cardinal fans say. They're all a bunch of morons. Tommy Edman sucks monkey balls.
You're one of the morons, then? That's what you're saying. You're one of the.
I'm not one of the morons because Tommy Edman sucks. Let's see. Mason Wynn
So what do you
is
think about the Walker part? What do you guys think of the Walker part? Like,
I think he has a huge upside, but I'm not gonna say, oh, he's gonna win MVP next year. I don't.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
nobody's saying
40
that.
home runs is ridiculous. I think
nobody's
30
saying
home runs is okay. 30 home runs, I think is. I think that 30 home runs is ridiculous too. I think the Cardinals have Arenado, Goldie, and Contreras, and like people talk about Nootbaar. Nootbaar gets injured a lot, and you talk about Donovan. He's not a power hitter. He gets on base, but he's not like the greatest thing ever. But and he may be a fluke. I mean, we've only had a sample size with them really. Let's see, third baseman, shortstop, Mason Wynn. He's kind of a dark horse in the whole thing. I think.
Well, you guys
have
talked him up quite a bit. He was good last year when he came on. So maybe those additions, is that what people are thinking there?
But I don't think he's going to be a offensive juggernaut or anything.
No.
And I don't think he's going to rock the world. So I think they're the best?
Is it just come down to the big two?
Yeah, basically.
For Edward, 2-2. Is it Edwards? Is it big two? Is that what it comes down to?
No, it comes to everybody playing their role. It comes to being a part of the team by staying in your lane. In all honesty, I mean,
Tyler says Nolan Gorman is the key.
Tyler jumped ahead of me. Gorman has to hit this year and not be injured, and he needs to hit from both sides. He needs to be able to hit pitchers for our lefty and righty. He struggles so bad.
He frustrated me in fantasy last year. He frustrated me.
And he's got huge potential as a lefty. So if he can hit, if Walker continues to develop, if Mason Wynn can hit even 250, I would prefer like 265. He should steal 30, 35, 40 bags if he's getting on base. Like if he's getting on base, he is going to steal bags. That's the key. Wynn needs to get on base. He needs to have a good eye at the plate. He doesn't need to hit for power. He just needs to get on base because he will make things happen. Donovan can run. He gets on base. He can make things happen. I think the Cardinals this year are going to change their approach, and I think they're going to be much more aggressive on the base path this year.
Well, I think that'll be good for you guys. That's kind of, to me, that's always been part of the Cardinals, has been more like their aggressive style in that regard. So that would be something you guys really need to do with Tyler here, right? That your manager still guys a chance. Your manager still gives guys a chance against the same side pitchers. So, he plays guys. He gives them an opportunity in that regard. Go ahead, Logan.
The Cardinals, the thing is, their biggest problem is that they needed one guy and to just kind of be a glue piece, not something that that we're relying on Jordan Walker next year. Oh, we're relying on Mason Wynn. Oh, we're relying on Donovan and Gorman and all these guys.
No,
it's like, no, you gotta get a proven talent. That's why I wanted Jock Peterson so bad, because he's a proven talent. He's very underrated. He's very cheap. He would have been a good glue piece, and you don't have to worry about everyone else sucking, and then him having a problem too. Like if Arenado and Goldie and Contreras are bad, that's going to affect Walker and Mason Wynn and Nolan Gorman. That's going to affect their performances too.
I think they feel pressure because of that. I like that thought. Like I think they feel like they need to step up a little bit this year. I like that thought of that.
But I think the best offense going into 2024, I think it's in the Central, is probably the Reds.
Not the Brewers after Hoskins.
Yeah.
The Reds. Doug, are you out there? Doug, hello, Variety Sports Network. Oh,
my new rival.
This guy, he's right with. I mean, at least you have a franchise. The Red. Yeah, I agree. The Reds potentially are the best offense. I actually think they have potentially one of the best pitching staffs. I'm opposite on the Reds. I think they actually have one of the sneakier pitching staffs if their young guys put it together. Hunter Green throws 100 miles per hour. Let's not act like if he doesn't. I'm just saying, let's not act like if he doesn't put it together, he's a tough AB. And he could like definitely figure it out even if it's a year or two, right? That's part of it with it. So,
well, in 2024, he's going to get injured and have to get Tommy John surgery because he throws his arm out.
Out there with NL Central people, that logo out there. Hey, we're positive out here on 7th Inning Stretch. Logan, that's why he's in the dark, people. He's down, and that's why he's down below. Me and Josh are in, you know where? Let's just kidding.
I'm in a basement surrounded by concrete walls.
Concrete walls, man. That's all right. Hey, you made prison a happy place. No, I'm just kidding. Same here. We did a good thing. All right, here. 7th Inning Stretch. Cardinals. A little talk there with it. Thought it'd be fun to get your guys' thoughts on that. Obviously, since that's your home team with it. And all right, my other thought here, moving on with the MLB. I know it's not as sexy as team, but I hope people are. I kind of feel like on our show, I want to touch on all the different teams during the weeks or like during the season, right? We can't like go through all 30 teams. Nobody's going to listen to a 9-hour podcast with us talking about every team. So, I like to break it up during the off season. So one little spot here before we get to Clayton Kershaw's part that I kind of find a little bit interesting is just real quick here. Maybe just spend a little 5 minutes on it here because I know it's not the sexiest team in America. But should the Twins be looked at as contenders in the American League, not just in the Central Division? And I guess my thought with that is like, is that just a total crime? Like, or is that, hey, this division's is up for the grabs again. They have Correa, who's been a proven postseason player. They have Ryan, is good. Their closer, his name escapes me at the moment, but is absolutely filthy as well.
Lopez? Is it Jorge Lopez?
I don't think it's. I'll have to look at. I'm sorry. The name is it Daren? Daren, I think it is.
Daren.
Johan Daren. Absolutely nasty. So I guess I'm just saying, like, I know they traded Polanco. He had a couple good years for him, but he's been down a little bit. I don't know. I guess I kind of want to spend a little time on this team because they're always kind of there a little bit when they're in the postseason. So, like, Josh, give me a little thought on the Twins here. Do you see them as possible contenders, or do you only see them as pretenders, even with Buxton and all those guys?
So I don't consider them like a World Series contender, but I don't consider them a pretender either. They're a team that I think they're a divisional round bounce. Is how I would classify.
They're not a contender yet. Then, in my opinion, I think a contender top 4. That's where my mind's at with that thought.
So I think they're a divisional round bounce.
Yeah,
but they're a team that could upset you in the division round and make it to the ALCS. Could. Low chance.
Well,
that's the team that they are to me. They're not a World Series contender though.
Huh? What makes them different than the Orioles? Like, I'm just like me and you just having a little fun here with it. Like, we're talking through Twins, like where they're at with it. Where are you? And I'm just saying, like, where are the Twins? Like, what's their, like, when we think of the Twins, like, that division's really weak. That's a division they can win automatically right there. You feel it. Like, does the pitching, they gave up Gray. Gray went to you guys as well. So is that what it comes down to? Is they just got to have these kind of mediocre guys rise to the occasion, basically?
Yeah. I mean, it's rise up. It's rise up. And in regards to like directly relating to Baltimore, you could even say these teams talent-wise, if you looked at them on paper, talent-wise, even if they were equal, I would still say Baltimore was a better team because they have this. To me, I don't get to watch them a lot being in Missouri. So the games I got to watch last season, they have the it factor. Like they feel each other. They are a team. They got that thing, the charisma, that swag, whatever you want to call it.
No,
that's why I would go with. I would say the Orioles are the better team. I would say is the deciding factor there.
I guess just with me, it was an interesting thing there, Logan. Just kind of because, like I said, I'm a nerd, so I look through all those teams, what they're kind of going through with it. And then Polanco obviously makes that trade that week, so that comes up on my mind. Man, we texted about a little bit this week. I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking through a world where the Twins, can they make a push like the Diamondbacks did this year? Is that like that's kind of what I'm looking at a little bit with them? Does Daren get, see the closer that can finish off games late in the postseason? They have a lead late. They have the Correa magic. Possibly they'd still have some young pitchers that have been showing signs with Ryan as well. So I don't know. Like I'm kind of maybe thinking I want to be on the bandwagon in some ways. Like I think this team might have a chance to actually contend.
So you're trying to be with the Twins that I was with the Diamondbacks last year.
Kind of. That's what I'm thinking a little bit this year.
Fair enough.
Go ahead, Logan.
nothing would make me happier than to see the Twins be good, but they just don't try. They're kind of like the Brewers. They make a move like for Correa that will make you be like, oh my gosh, they're actually trying, and then that's all they do, and then they get bounced in the divisional round, and then
No, I hear
it's
you.
like, oh, and then they lose their ace in Sonny Gray. Thanks for that. They lose
He's now your ace.
Jorge Polanco. Sano is on a downward spiral. I mean, there's a couple other guys, and it
So you don't believe in
There's-
him then?
I don't believe in them to get past. Like
So you guys are both
the AL Central is just so fickle.
It doesn't test you
that-
enough, but they don't even do. Is that what it is for you? That just doesn't test you enough?
Well, yeah, they like they haven't won a series. Like they won a series finally last in 2023 to get to the ALDS for the first time since like 2002 when they. I'm sorry, since they blew out your Athletics.
Yeah, they won in
the
5
Moneyball
games.
year.
Really blew them out 3-2 in a series. Yeah, we're a real a-hole right there. Bringing up Big Eddie over there with this big a-hole, big Logan over there with it. No, I hear you. With the Twins, I get you. I get you what you're saying. You're saying there, you guys both see them like how I look at the Jaguars in football, division football, right?
If you're not
can I give you a better comparison?
What?
The Twins and the Cardinals are the same team.
No way. You guys have way more success. Or are you saying this year, though?
This year.
Oh, that's kind of an insult to the Cardinals, I would think, with Goldschmidt and Arenado on the corner.
But that's my expectation of the team right now.
I would disagree in the fact that the Cardinals have
the Twins' best pitcher. And you took the Twins' best pitcher. Logan, go ahead.
The prospects. The Cardinals have the prospects. The Twins don't necessarily have, anyone exciting coming up. They don't have a Jordan Walker. They don't have a Mason Wynn, who could potentially turn the team around. They have Joe Ryan, and I'm willing to bet that Daren gets traded at the deadline. Maybe even Ryan.
No, I hear you with that. All right, I'm gonna keep it moving here with you guys. Oh, I gotta keep it moving here. Twins here. We got Twins baseball, and they're Twins fans. That's 8 minutes more than you get on any other show, people. I'm just telling you. You turn into other podcasts, you don't get that Twins talking there. So I'm trying to make a plug.
Trevor Plouffe.
I'm just trying to make a little plug. Yeah, well, he can talk. He talks his little Twins color. We're talking a little Twins baseball. That's what I want to do this year. That's my dream for this show is that we kind of continue to take it on. I got 2 guys with me that love the game, that love this show. And so that's my thought was that we get to talk on every little team. We're going to try to give you teams throughout the year love, but we're not sorry. We do have lives. We can't go all 30 teams in one episode and bore you to death. So we got to keep it. We're going to keep
That's not true. Logan and I did it.
You did it, yes. And you guys almost killed yourselves.
We paid dearly for it.
You almost killed yourselves. Josh is barely married. No, I'm just kidding.
By the way, watch that first episode of 7th Inning Stretch.
I have. What's the episode you took your shirt off? That's the one I want to know. What's the one you took your? Was that that was a weird? That one. That's all there with your little story up with that.
Now I can't remember which one that one.
Doing over here,
but I'm pretty sure I said the Rangers were World Series contenders in 2024.
Well, you called it out one of these years, right? You say it for 4 years, you'll be right one time. So you were right.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Well, I said at the preview of last year, I said they would be World Series contenders this season.
You did.
Riding on my coattails again. Sorry, didn't mean to derail the show.
No, that was just my analysis.
Here, man. What are we doing here? No, I appreciate it. No, it's always fun when we go a little off topic a little bit. That's the best part of it. No, I was actually rewatching a couple of. I don't know why. I was when I was sick. I was kind of just going through everything, kind of thinking. And I was rewatching your 100th episode, whatever that was, where you put it together. Logan, that was some great editing. So a little shout out to you at that along the way. I always feel like you never got a proper
1 year anniversary.
You never got a proper respect for the effort you put in with that, as you should. So I feel like you did a little shout out here, Logan Stone. Sorry, as we cover your face here for a second. All right, will Clayton Kershaw return as a member of the Los Angeles Dodgers in 2024? Guys, gentlemen, we're up on the hour mark here, so we'll kind of keep it a little bit here with it. Kershaw has pitched all 16 years with those Dodgers, as we know. 210. I don't know. I don't think he's getting to 300 wins, but who knows? Maybe he has a little Verlander run in him late. He has the 2.48 ERA. He's going to get to 3,000 strikeouts, which is just awesome. I mean, like I didn't think that was so. That's going to be cool to see. But Logan Stone, let's start with you on this one. Does he stay with the Dodgers? Is there a world where he's not with this franchise? I just can't see it. What do you think?
I don't know because I know that the team that he would go to that's not the Dodgers is the Rangers, and I think there's a very strong possibility of the Rangers picking him up.
Like a late push with them or something like that, like a 1 year, $40 million deal or something crazy.
Just be like, oh, we need someone who can solidify that rotation, and we can't pay Montgomery, but we can pay Kershaw. And
in what world did you ever think Montgomery was going to be more expensive than Kershaw? I never thought I'd ever hear that.
Well, at this point in his career,
years. I mean, Monty is going to be asking for 20 for 8 years or whatever. And
I guess my thing is with hold on 1 sec. My thing is with my thing with this, I'll give you then we'll move to Josh. But I want to ask you this with Kershaw with it is as I was thinking about this with him. I guess my big picture is me and you, as you know, are more. We think a little history with baseball, a little bit, like the fact that he could finish his career with this one team, his whole career. Do you think that matters enough? And I feel like it does to both sides. The Dodgers are proven they're going to spend a lot of money. I just don't see how he doesn't finish with the Dodgers. Like I don't see how it happens, especially with the Urias thing that happened last year. Like they're not going to have to spend that money on him. Like it feels like it's even more like he should be there. Like he's a Dodger. He should retire a Dodger.
I feel like he should, but I feel like it's kind of funny, and it kind of feels like the Cardinals last year with Wainwright was like just kind of Wainwright kept wanting to play another year, and the Cardinals I feel like last year were definitely like, oh, shouldn't you retire? And then he was like, no, I'm coming back 1 year. And they're like, he kind of forced their hand and said, okay, well, we'll give you another contract because the fans would hate it if we let you walk. I don't know if the Dodgers are like that, but
I think I just think it'd be a weird thing to see him in a different uniform. I mean, I know the Rangers, you guys are both saying there's a chance, but
I don't think there's a
weird is an understatement.
The more I think about it, the more I don't know if there's room for him. There's Yamamoto. There's who is it? Yamamoto.
Ohtani's not pitching this year.
He's not pitching. There's Tony Gonsolin. Bueller, I believe, is out until the middle of the season. Dustin May, I believe, is coming back.
Yep, Bueller.
Urias is deported, I guess, now. Yeah.
Did you listen to our pregame show? All right, we got we got 16 years with it. Josh, I just think Kershaw, like I said, it'll be weird for us to see him in a different uniform. I don't know. I just think the Dodgers, for me, I felt like it was a topic. I put him on the thumbnail for a reason. I just feel like he's a stud, 16 years with one franchise like the Dodgers. It'd be weird to see him in that different uniform. Final thoughts out there on that topic, sir?
As a guy who can't stand Clayton Kershaw but respects the heck out of the athlete he is, and that's why I don't like him because he doesn't play for me, for my team. I would hate to see him finish his career in any other uniform outside of the Dodger blue.
The Las Vegas,
it would really bother me.
The Las Vegas. That would be disgusting. I'd like to see Joe Namath in those Rams uniforms. We don't want to see that back. We don't want to see that, people, with it. All right. Dodgers, Kershaw there. All right, rapid fire here. We're getting through that. We're going to get through this here quickly as we're getting to it. All right, recent free agent signings. Want to keep us updated on some of these things around the league here on seventh inning stretch. Josh Turner headed to those Toronto Blue Jays there in the AL East. Hector Neris headed to the Cubs. Frazier goes to the Royals. Peterson headed to the desert there. Jock, as Tyler said, doesn't want to be mentioned there with it. Logan, real quick, one signing out of those four that stands out to you. If you got another one, that's fine. But one signing from the week that stands out to you.
Jock Peterson, obviously. I love Jock Peterson. I think he's proven it with the what was it, the Braves, and he proved it a little bit. I mean, he's just one of those guys. He's a glue piece, and whenever he is the type of player that if everyone else is slumping, guess what? That's when he plays his best baseball. He can hit how many ever home runs a year, and he'll still be good.
I got you.
And especially at that price range. And then Hector Neris is a good pickup for the Cubs.
Josh, which one for you?
I like Jock going to play with Arizona. That was kind of the pick that I had. And then, I mean, I don't know. None of the other ones are big for me.
I think Turner is a big one. I think Turner to the Blue Jays is actually a big one. I think there's a world where he gets a little life back with them. He has really good hitters around him. He's a really
life back. He was one of the better players in fantasy last year.
Yeah, but I just mean for him just to sign a 1-year deal with the Blue Jays. Obviously, the market told him he wasn't. So my point is, like, he obviously went to it, and I think he's in a good situation with good hitters around him. So I expect him to really bounce back. So I like that one particularly a little bit. With it. So those are some of the signings from the week. Let's get to some of the ones that are still out there. Still just real quick here with it. Obviously, you have your big boys out there, your Snells, your Woodruffs out there. We talked about your Montgomerys. Obviously, we spent some time on Kershaw. You got Bellinger. We'll see what happens with Chapman at third base as well. JD Martinez still available. Soler still available there as top free agents left there, gentlemen. I guess let me ask you this question. Logan, do these, like, let's just take like a Snell and a Chapman, like the elite guys of this group more so. Do you think there's a world they don't sign before the season?
Are you saying just those two, or are you talking about the
Well,
rest?
I'm talking like the big boys, like Snell, Chapman.
Okay.
Those are the better players. Like I could see Soler not signing, but Bellinger, like those guys, like Bellinger, Montgomery, Chapman, and I guess JD Martinez will even throw the. Yeah, do you see those guys signing before the season? Did you see any of those guys saying, you know what, forget it, I'll just sit out. I've made a lot of money in my life. I'm gonna wait till I get the right contract.
I feel like Snell is going to be that kind of player who doesn't get signed before opening day.
Interesting.
Chapman.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Chapman's going to become desperate. So, sorry.
Where do you think Chapman might go if you had a hunch? Giants.
I think the Giants. Yeah, I think the Giants are going to be the only place he can go.
It'll be interesting there. Edwards, you nodded your head there when he said Snell. Is that what you're thinking as well?
I think Snell's the only one on the list who will, because he is expecting far more money than what the market says he can bear. So I think if he really believes he's worth as much as he wants, he's going to sit until he gets the contract he wants. Or the only alternative is somebody goes, okay, hey, I'm going to give you a 1-year deal, $45 million.
The one that to me is the Bellinger one though, because like
he's going back to Chicago. He's going to be in the Cubs.
I know he will, but like it won't be for a 5-year, $200 million. That's what I'm saying. Like, will it be that, or is it going to be a 1-year deal? And I guess that's something with Bellinger I'm still kind of waiting for. Like,
do you think he's willing to double down again, or bet on himself again?
I don't know. I don't think he'll. I mean, he's just a real questionable hitter there. Logan, you have a thought on that?
I have breaking news.
Let's hear it. Breaking news.
Keenan Middleton, reliever who was playing with the Yankees last year, to the St. Louis Cardinals on a 1-year deal.
Chris
I have
Middleton.
no idea who that guy is.
Milwaukee Bucks. What a double podcast. No, I'm just kidding. Me and Josh looked at it. Who? Middleton? We out there with it. Yeah. So give me the teams again. Cardinals and who?
Yanks.
He just signed. He was with the Yankees last year. I'm looking him up right now.
So is it a free agent signing or is it a trade?
The World Series is going to be the
He's a free agent signing.
Tyler has breaking news with you, Logan. This signing has forget that offensive top we talked about earlier, people. This is what matters the most. They have now got your boy. What was it? Hendricks? No, who was it? You said something. Was it Terry Cummings?
He's got no
who was
name.
it that you got?
We've already forgotten. That's how big of a
I'm going to
deal
say
it
it
is.
was Terry Cummings from the Golden State Warriors. That's who it was they signed as the pitcher there with it. Logan, before I get to MLB Trivia, which will be next, people here, last topic here, Vladimir Guerrero on the show 24. Another shout out to you, Logan. You and Josh Lewis, one of your better episodes, collaborating with the edit there you had for his episode. You had MLB 24. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. My goodness, people, I've officially gotten old. His son is on the cover there of MLB The Show 24. It has happened. That is a reality. Let me ask you this. Josh, is there an MLB video game cover that you remember the most?
05 Albert Pujols.
Not Albert Bell? No, I was kidding. Albert Pujols on there, 2005. I like it.
I think it was 05, yeah.
No,
Over
I like it. Logan,
04.
you got one that you remember?
04.
Was it 04?
04
Yeah.
is it?
I had that one.
Let's see. Yeah. I mean, I had the Albert Pujols one. The one. Ooh, you know what? 1997 on the Nintendo 64 Slugfest. King Griffey Slugfest. And whenever you hit a home run, oh my gosh, it was the greatest thing. And then it was like the jazzy theme. I don't know if you guys remember that, but oh my gosh, that was my first ever thing. And I remember that there wasn't Barry Bonds. There was, I think it was Sanders.
It was like player or something like that. They even like had a name for him or something. It was like, yeah, because Barry Bonds didn't want to be on the game. Me and Tyler used to always love that and make fun of it. Tyler chimes in with Tejada and Johnson. I'm always a fan of that one. I love that one. That's a great one there with big Tejadas on it. Before me, like some of my favorite baseball games were like Nintendo, like World Series baseball, before there was even players on the game a little bit. I remember Sammy Sosa on a game, 1998. That's one of my favorite ones there for PlayStation 2. That was one of my Josh.
So it must have been triple play
Josh,
baseball.
the hair and beard are on point. Is Logan in a cave? Logan, I liked it, John, when he was on the bottom of the string, you know, like there, because it was kind of like me and Josh were in heaven. You know, Logan. So, anyways, that's where we were at. We were trying to represent that, but that's what is happening here. We'll say this. I think the best comment, I always like this. He's got a face for radio, John. Let's just leave it at that. So we got that with it. We'll leave it at that with it. So he goes dark screen. So that's the cover with it. Seventh inning stretch. Logan Stone, Josh Edwards with me. Let's get to it. We're at the end of the program here. Seventh inning stretch. We're having a good one. We had our guy, other Logan, in talking esports. That's going to be joining the Variety Sports Network. Little MLB trivia for you here tonight before we call it a show.
No.
I got a few flashback videos on Twitter I kind of wanted to bring up as well. So bear with us over. There'll be a little fun little, as you know, I dive into history, folks, on the show here. So you're stuck with me. MLB trivia. Who am I this week? That is the trivia question for it. Hint number one, gentlemen, and the question: I was a 4-time All-Star, 2-time World Series winner, won a Silver Slugger, and won a Gold Glove from 1998 to 2010. Logan Stone, because Edwards is already bowing down. Well, no, I'm just kidding. He's already bowing down. What do you got? Hold on, Logan Stone.
Is it?
What do you have for a guess there, sir?
I want to say Andrew Jones, but I don't know if that's necessarily it.
All right, well, I'll give you I like the one guess, and I'll move on to hint 2 after it. You are incorrect. Josh Edwards, do you have a guess that you would like to add, or should I go to hint number 2? Are you frozen, or are you still?
It's not Pudge.
It is not Pudge. It is not Pudge. So I like those 2 guesses. Let's move to hint number 2 here. I won a World Series for a National League team, or a National League team, and an American League team. So he won for both leagues, as I wrote both national, which is obviously not true. So what do you got there with it? Not Rich Aurelia. Not Rich Aurelia. That's not the Rich Aurelia. That's a good guess there, Tyler. Logan, you got a guess, or should I go to hint number 3?
Why am I having a...
I think the next hint will give it away. I'm just saying for most of you. I'm thinking that will be that. It's not Snap from Rice Krispies. That's not who it is. Josh Edwards. That's not Snap. It's not.
He's an infielder, right?
It is not Daren Erstad. It is not. Yes, Daren Erstad and Richard Aurelia have been guessed. That is not the guess. All right, I'm gonna go. Should I go to hit number 3? Nobody's saying anything, so I'm gonna assume we have nothing. This one I think will. If it doesn't give it away, then God bless your souls. All right.
Well, God bless my soul. I ain't giving it away. Go
Hit
ahead.
number 3. I played third base and was the 2007 World Series.
I know.
MVP.
I can't believe I can't think of his name.
Manny Ramirez?
It is not.
No, hold on. Who won the World Series in 07?
Well, I can't help you with that, sir.
It's not Manny Ramirez. I know it's not Manny Ramirez, but
I think you're on the right track with the team. So there you go. You're on the right track with the
that's
team.
why I was like, that's not the right guy.
Good for Tyler. I feel like Tyler. Come on, Tyler. You're right there with it. It's not Bill Mueller. You're not there. Not Bill Miller. It's not Bill. It's not Bill. It's not. Bill was a 4-time
Oh my gosh.
All-Star. I don't think
Oh
so.
my.
Bill was not an All-Star.
Logan, you're. I've lost all respect for you right now. You should have
All
had this.
I'll tell you the teams
No,
he
it's
played
not.
for. I think this will give it away when I tell you the teams he played for.
Right.
He played for, gentlemen, the Marlins and the Red Sox. Those were the 2 teams he played for. Played third base. I think we all know the answer now. One of my favorite players, always clutch. Mr. Mike Lowell is your answer.
I
there.
have his face.
What a face.
I have
have
his
him
card
jump-
with the Marlins.
It's the
What a face he has there with it. So, Mike Lowell, MLB Trivia. Winner, chicken dinner. We got it here, gentlemen. That was a good one.
Oh my gosh.
I enjoyed that one.
I knew it was. I had the picture. I had his face in my head, like him jumping up. But at first I knew it was an infielder, and I was like, I know I could see his, because it was the
Okay.
Just
It's all right, man.
you got it wrong. Just
I'll
like
get
I
you
did.
next week.
Deal with it.
I know.
We'll do it
I just hate it whenever I have their face in my head, and then I just can't.
That's who it is.
Yeah.
Good old Mike Lowell. He should know him
Yeah.
well, John, from the Marlins days out there with it. All right, let me get to our final part of it with it. Gentlemen, that was fun. No, I love the way we're doing the trivia. I look forward to it every week with it. That's kind of one of my favorite parts with it. So I got that with it. And I always like to recap. I already got the guy for next week too. So we'll look into that one with it. So I want to do a little MLB flashback here real quick, as I kind of want to bring up just a couple little baseball things that I kind of saw through the week that just kind of Twitter-wise that, I don't know, just kind of brings back some old memories here a little bit if you're a nostalgic kind of baseball fan in that kind of regard. So let's get this commercial on that for good old sakes here.
How long are they going to worship? Hey!
Chick stick the long ball.
Look here. Come on, Alice. Step into it. Feel bigger? Yeah.
Hi, Tom.
Chicks dig the long ball.
Hey, have you guys seen Mark?
This absolute classic episode or commercial. Had to bring that up. It's kind of just, I don't know. I totally did look it up. Nice job, John. If you got Mike Lowell right, real quick with that, you got it. I think you'll enjoy that commercial, especially Josh. You remember that one at all, or see it at some point?
I remember the commercial. I forgot the very end. Not gonna lie, I forgot the very ending, but I remember the commercial.
You know where Mark is? I like that. That was a good. Logan, do you remember that commercial?
No, it was before my time, but I've seen it multiple times. Yeah.
Oh man, that one was when that one first came out. It was just absolutely fantastic. I was just like kind of blown away by that, like just the idea of it and just the perfection of all of it. The way they did it with the two Cy Youngs. You have the actress involved as well, if her name's escaping me right now. Then you have the McGuire thing with it. So I don't know. It was funny that hitting him in the stomach with it. You feel bigger, man. You feel bigger with it and stuff. That stuff as well. So I don't know. I kind of feel like as we're doing this kind of, Josh, we're moving to the new season, Logan, like I kind of want to bring some flashbacks back to the game. So I have some already stored, some good ones here going into the season. We'll bring some back. Some will be plays from from past. Some will be commercials. Some will be interviews and maybe on late night shows and stuff like that. They're kind of lost in the, just time and stuff like that. So I kind of want to bring that back here as we kind of move into the new season here in 2024. 7th inning stretch version. Had a lot of people tuning in tonight. Appreciate all the comments from everybody in here, from our guy over at the Backup Binge podcast, to John over that Out Your Falcon Mind, to Tyler over there, and of course Logan, who's going to be doing the new stuff at eSports as well here, taking his time to come on, be on the show, tell us a little bit about what he's got going on here at Variety Sports Network. And then, of course, Logan Stone, Josh Edwards. Another good show tonight, gentlemen. Logan, it's good to have you back on, my friend. Good to see you.
Yep.
Well, we really
Nice to
can't
be
see
on.
him.
Yeah, I guess you're right, Josh Edwards. It's good to see him. Good to hear you. What's that? You're so good looking. That's what it is. All right, what do you got over to Edwards? How you doing with it? How was your night? It was a good show tonight. You got your boy on tonight. You feel good about his performance?
Yeah. Well, it's not about what the fluff's about. It's about what he ends up doing. I think he's going to do a great job, though. He's ready to rock and roll. I hope he does a great job. He's excited. It's our first venture here, so we'll see how it goes for a couple months. We'll make some adjustments. We'll see what happens. But we're hoping for good things. Lots of good content from him. Obviously, he's going to be all over the place with all different sports games. I'm sure he'll have a schedule or something. I know he's going to do a couple. He mentioned to me that he was going to do the tutorials as episodes, just pre-recorded instead of live.
Yeah.
So just kind of like walkthroughs, and I think he's gonna do like franchises and seasons and stuff with the tutorials, and like be like, all right, here's what you do, and here's how it works.
Nothing's taking over.
That's cool.
Yeah, I like it. If he's got the energy to do it, it makes it fun. That'll be fun. I got one last word here before we kind of get out of here. Mike Lowell, I love you. That's what we got for you this week. Mike, what a third baseman. I love it. Logan Stone, Mike Lowell, baby. I love it. Get in his head. Watch a Mike Lowell video this week.
I will say that whenever the first hint dropped, you said between 98 and 2010. I thought it was Edgar Renteria, and I thought you screwed it up again. And I thought, man, if I can't get Edgar Renteria, my boy, I'm going to be angry. Anyway.
It is not Edgar. That would be a good one. I already got next week's. I got it in the bag, people. We'll look forward to that one next week to see if I can get these guys on MLB Trivia again next week. All right. For Logan Stone, good to have you back on the show a week. This is my friend Josh Edwards as well. Be sure to tune us out at Variety Sports Network. I'm Daren Breyer here at Fat Boy Fadeaway Sports. MLB people, I will say this. MLB is going to be played this week, this month. This month, Major League Baseball will be played. We're here for it. Let's go. Baseball talk during the season. For Logan Stone, for Josh Edwards. Peace.
Okay, bye.